Oh, the Pacers and the Bucks. Ooh, yo, another. Wow, these first round series is gonna be the
They're
death.
fire. This
What
is
the
fire.
fuck? They are fire, man. I'm not gonna lie. The league is lit. Wow.
Indiana Pacers, the ball is on their court. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. Like the ball's on Tyrese Halliburton's court.
You think so?
Oh, dude, come on. What? Who on the front court do you trust to guard him?
Okay, that's okay. That's a good point. But also because he's been playing like shit towards the end of the season, do you think that will matter?
Yeah, maybe it could. It could matter.
Yeah,
I
because
think
me,
Tyrese.
I would say Giannis at 50% could be Halliburton with a
I think
full,
so too.
yeah, with a full healthy Pacers squad. They don't play no defense like that.
No, they don't. They're a very good offensive team, but that's the thing. That's the big question mark is Giannis.
Yeah, it's Giannis and also the
Because Giannis is not
defense.
only the Bucks' offense, he's their
Yeah,
defense.
he's a defense.
So when you're both anchors out,
Yo,
like if
Giannis,
you're
man.
Tyrese Halliburton, the rim is open for you, right? And Halliburton was making big statements before the season started. Let's not forget.
True, true. He
You
was.
remember he was like, "I'm tired of not being in the playoffs." He put the pressure on the Indiana Pacers. By extension, he pressured them to make that trade for Pascal Siakam. So you know that thing. It comes down to this.
Now, did the Pascal move actually make them slightly better at defense?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
which
my
is
thing is, bro, they should already be good at defense. You have two great defenders on your team.
yeah in the middle, right? They have Turner and they have Pascal.
Yep. I
So
think the problem is the lack of veterans, right? I think that's been a big problem for them.
mm. Yeah, and then they lost what's his name? The Haitian dude,
Buddy,
Matherin.
Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, Matherin. Yeah, they lost him.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the court's open for the court's open, and I think Rick Carlo, one of the greatest coaches of all time, by the way.
Yeah, this series it has a lot of
This
rival
could be heist.
energy
Yeah, this
because
could
of
be a
the
heist for them.
yeah, because of the play-in. I don't know what's
Yeah.
Giannis' situation. All I know, let's just say Dame was out and Giannis was playing, right? Let's say the shoes were on the other foot. We reverse it.
Bucks and six.
I would say the Bucks would easily win that series,
Yeah,
whether it's
Bucks and
6 or
six.
7, whatever you think. But I would have
No,
I would have the Bucks winning. But the
I would have,
fact is,
dude. We'd be confident.
yeah. But the
Yeah,
way it is right now with Dame, Dame couldn't even hold on to second seed.
I think
So
the idea of Dame carrying them over the top, especially with no, obviously without a defensive anchor, it's unserious.
yeah, it's uncertain. Oh my God, they're really gonna start Beasley and Dame
Dude,
in
they're
the
cooked. Like
backcourt.
they're fucked. I don't know what else to say, bro. This
Shit,
is
man.
is going to be a war crime out there. You know,
Yeah,
I think this is for him, for for Tyrese Halliburton. It proves if he's a fraud or if he's the real shit.
yeah. Fuck.
For me, at least,
They
this is your fucking like dog. This is heaven for you.
yeah. This is sort of like a.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked that Obi Toppin had 40 points one of these games. That's how bad the
yeah,
Bucks defense is. It's just
one
and
hundred
they got
percent,
Doc
bro.
Rivers. Ooh, it's over. Oh my God. Yeah, these playoffs are
One
gonna be
hundred
super
percent. They're
interesting, man.
cooked. It's barbecue, bro.
Yeah, man. Doc is not gonna make no adjustments in time. Shit, this is crazy. Yeah, Dame. I believe this is the first time Dame is gonna get playoff action with some real expectation in his career. And
One
so
hundred
far,
percent.
yeah, so far this season, I don't really like the way he's reacted. And I think Giannis is about to learn that Dame may have been a star out in Portland, but he wasn't really the star that he thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
No,
you could see a
yeah, one
guy
hundred
far
percent,
away and
bro.
you think more highly of him, but until he's on your team, you're just like, fuck, man,
Dude,
he's just like
some guards aren't superstars.
a high volume shooter. That's all he is.
Very rarely do you see a point guard carry a team to a ultra championship level. Very rarely. In history, you can name what three point guards who led their teams to NBA Finals and won significantly. You could name Isaiah,
Steph probably.
Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, and Steph Curry.
Yeah, Allen Iverson led his team to the finals once.
Yeah, Allen Iverson. You have some guys who have been able to do it. Gary Payton, but just winning the finals, bro, is very, 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 very hard. I don't put Chauncey there because I feel like it was a team thing.
Yeah, yeah, it was a team thing, but yeah, he did make all the big shots.
No, 100%. He was like, he's a legend, bro. We talked about him last week.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know, the thing with Dame once again, it's what I've called a bubble star. You know what I mean? You remember the bubble when we seen T.J. Warren
Mickey
dropping
Mouse
dropping
MVP.
40 points. You seen
Yep.
who else was dropping crazy points in the bubble? We're like, wow, look at these guys. They can really ball out,
Devin
right?
Booker went ape shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there were some guys balling out that we never seen them ball out like that before. But as soon
Jamal
as
Murray, Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell balled out.
yeah, but those guys were balling out anyway, like even outside of it.
Yeah.
But the guys like T.J. Warren, who's averaging like almost like 40 a game,
Yeah, he
after
killed it.
after the
You look
first
like
week.
Carmelo Anthony out there.
Yeah, but we never seen
Yeah.
that ever again, right? We never saw that outside of the bubble, right? It's
Yep.
the same thing applies for certain quote unquote superstar players on certain teams, like Damian Lillard out in Portland. You seen him doing the whole Dame time. You seen him getting all these points.
You know?
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
once you take Dame and put him in a situation next to Giannis where he has to win, there's expectations. We're about to see the real Dame.
Yep.
In my opinion, I believe Dame is a bubble star. He's a bubble star. He's in a certain market, a certain situation like Portland. He can score all the points he wants. There's no real expectations. He's cool. We can market him as a star. But now he's in a situation where it's like, yo, everyone's like, you gotta live up to that name on the biggest stage next to Giannis. And
Yeah.
we're about to see the real Dame for the first time. If he's really that guy. If he's really that guy.
They're on a. It's a horrible situation to be in, especially considering Drew Holiday just got paid.
Yeah, he just got extended. Oh my God, Drew Holiday just got
He's
extended.
riding out his last years in Boston.
Let me ask you a question. That Drew Holiday
Okay.
extension, right? Would that basically now rule out the Dame trade even being good for the Bucks?
No, it's a loss.
Yeah, it seems like a
Unless they win the finals one of these years, it's a loss.
yeah. I don't see it because I'm like, would they had even traded for Dame knowing that Drew Holiday would end up on the Celtics?
Bro, they were hoping that he'd end up in Port. Like they were I don't know what they're. I think what they were expecting is Portland trying to compete, so they send him over there in hopes of, you know what, Portland, they want to be mediocre franchise. We'll send them Drew Holiday, but they didn't expect Drew to pull his way or lose leverage to get his way out of there.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, man.
He used it last year. I mean, I don't know what they expected. He was on his last year. He told them, yo, and he was talking about retirement, right? Drew was talking about retirements.
Yeah, he was.
So it made his word even more scarier for the Portland Trailblazers. Like, oh fuck, is he gonna retire on us or what the fuck do we do? So they pulled their cards right,
Mhm.
and they got Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams, injury-prone players.
Yeah, but let's not forget also before the years of that happening, the
Yeah.
Celtics and the Bucks were always kind of competing and trying to one up each other. You know what I'm saying? With the Kyrie trade to the Celtics, then the Bucks going out their way sending 3 first-round picks for Drew Holiday. Those teams years prior were going back and forth trying to, outduel each other to get one over, to get the advantage.
Yeah, of course. The two best front offices are in Milwaukee and Boston.
Yeah, especially
In
in
the
the
East.
last like 5 years, I would say. But now,
Yeah.
I don't think Milwaukee would have pulled the trigger if they knew Drew would end up over there. Like that shit
I think
is
a lot of
crazy.
factors played into it. I think another factor that played into was Chris Middleton's health.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think Middleton's health really put them in a frenzy. They're like, our second option isn't so much of a second option anymore. He isn't healthy. Um, he's not. He isn't healthy. He can't be on the court all the time. A lot slower. They came to that realization.
But you know what I don't understand? They just
What's up?
gave Middleton a fucking extension with a
Yeah.
player option in 2026. So
Yep.
yeah, man, they're double trapped, man. They're double trapped. They don't have a lot of draft picks. This team cannot get better through trades unless they
No.
trade Dame or Giannis.
There's no space. There's no wiggle room for them.
Yeah, and then Oh my God, I'm looking at Dame's numbers: $58 million in 26,
And
$63
he's
million.
declining. He's declining.
Yeah, and man, Jesus, he's like a 50. He has a John Wall contract basically.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not as bad as John Wall because he actually plays. But fuck, dude, it's not much of a wiggle room for the Bucks. And I think Giannis puts a lot of pressure on the Bucks too with the statements on almost every 2 seasons about like wanting to play for winners. And if a team is not committed for him to win, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, the only
And
thing
that
with
also
the
puts.
only thing with the Bucks, right, is that this past off season, it's like a lot of things happen at once. The
Yeah,
old owner was trying to sell. Giannis was making a lot of noise as if he was about to leave the team, thus affecting the sales price that the old owner could get the team, get rid of the team for. So,
yeah.
so quickly they made the trade for Dame to please Giannis. Then Giannis quickly resigned. Then, with all those things in place, the old owner was able to sell the team
I mean, dude,
instantly.
they had to pay. They had to pay.
It's
They also.
obvious what's going on
They
here.
also. I mean, they obviously had to pay Brook Lopez big money too to keep him happy.
Yeah, they did all that to make sure that Giannis stayed.
Yeah,
So the
that's what I'm
old
saying. Even Brook Lopez's contract was to make Giannis happy.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right. Yeah, they re-signed Brook Lopez, and then they got the coach that Giannis wanted, and Adrian
yeah.
Griffin.
Because
They
they wanted to bring Nick Nurse at first.
yeah, and Nick Nurse would have been the right choice,
Yeah,
but
but
at the end of the
Giannis is kind of a diva. Like I know people
yeah,
like him. He's
I
charismatic,
think so too.
but he's a diva.
Yeah, and
Because
that's what it's
he
looking
also
like.
pulled this shit in 2020. Like he pulled that shit before they won the finals.
Mm-hmm. So
He,
it's looking like the way their team is stuck right now, having no draft picks or very little. I think 2030 is when they can make their first trade for a pick. Like they can actually
yeah,
give one away. They have nothing to move. They have these big ass contracts that no one's really gonna trade for. You
they're
know what
all
I'm saying?
declining players.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, it looked like all the moves that were made was just so the old owner could sell the team, but nothing was for the future.
I feel like the Bucks have been like that since 2020. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but you know what? Whatever happens in this whole Milwaukee situation is going to end ugly. It's gonna end
Oh, dude, it's
ugly.
ending in an ugly divorce.
Yeah, it's gonna end ugly no matter what.
But it paid off at the end. It paid off, I guess, because he won a championship out of it.
It paid off back then, but the current owner at the time, nobody knew he was trying to sell the team.
Yeah,
And then in order for him to sell, he made all these fucking moves just to please Giannis. And once Giannis re-signed after trading for Dame, he quickly
he said,
sold.
"I'm out."
Yo, it literally happened like dominoes. Trade
Yeah, I
for
remember it
Dame.
happened.
Yeah, trade for Dame.
Yeah,
Giannis
sign
resigns.
Brook.
Yeah, sold. Team sold.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm like all these big moves just for that.
Yeah, but when you turn around and you look at the cap sheet, you see this team has no draft picks to sell. This
Yep.
team has large salaries on the books, including Chris Middleton. And you're just like, how the fuck they gonna get better? There's no way for them to get better than this.
There's no wiggle room for this team, bro. They're screwed. They're gonna be screwed for a while now.
And yo, peep this, with the new CBA, the way this team already hits the second apron and luxury tax, they can only get better by signing minimum contract guys. That
Yep.
shit is crazy, bro.
They're gonna have to get like a PJ Tucker kind of guy. You know, guys who are on their way out of the NBA.
PJ Tucker, they got rid of him.
Well, no, I'm talking about like examples, like those kind of guys,
Oh yeah.
like late 30s kind of guys. You know, Marcus Morris Senior. Who else can I name? Derrick Rose. Kind of those guys who are out their way, but won one last, like Chris Paul, guys who won at least one more championship before they leave the doors.
Yeah, man. Hey, they better hope Giannis doesn't ask for more money, man.
That dude knows how to rob the
that.
Bucks. That dude is such a good liar, man. Like I swear, this dude is up there with LeBron. The way he talks about how much he loves small market teams, but the first thing he does is rob them every chance he gets.
All right, facts.
He makes them spend, bro. He makes them spend, and they all end up crying.
Yeah. Speaking of, well, I would say kind of small market team, but